Oh, LeBron, my glorious king. Oh, where do I even begin? I, oh, oh, uh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Um, oh goodness, how do I distract? What do I do? What do I say? How do I distract them from that? Oh, I've got an idea. Have you ever read a visual novel before? I've read a bunch of them. Like, a lot. But that needs to stay up. You see, I've been reading visual novels for a few years now. I've read many visual novels, from popular ones like Doki Doki Literature Club to lesser known titles such as Tricolor Love Story. I've also read many different types of visual novels, from ones that are just click through options, make choices, and get through the story, to ones that have gameplay mechanics like managing schedules, solving puzzles, and other different game aspects to these visual novels. An example of one of these would be Sunrider Academy. However, I do realize that visual novels are a less popular form of entertainment, right? Not as popular as movies and TV shows or video games or books or other types of entertainment, right? So today I kind of wanted to talk about why I read them, why I enjoy them, and hopefully you'll come out with a better understanding of why myself and others enjoy visual novels, and maybe even have an interest in checking them out yourself. But regardless, let's just get right into it. So the original reason why I started reading visual novels was actually a search for more romance content. You see, I had been watching a lot of romance anime, I had read some romance manga here and there, but other than some of the best ones out there, I felt like a lot of romance anime specifically really fall short. Most romance anime have misunderstandings and vague feelings, and the characters in them wouldn't know that another character has feelings for them if they told them right to their face. I was getting frustrated, feeling like there wasn't any more good romance content out there, when I stumbled upon visual novels. I quickly fell in love with the stories within, the different romance stories that I found early on, the different characters, the different worlds within these visual novels. I also discovered very quickly that there's a lot more to visual novels than just romance. Sure, there is a lot of romance visual novels out there, and that was the original reason why I discovered them, but I found that there are so many other amazing stories and other wonderful reasons to read visual novels. Visual novels provide a very unique storytelling experience that's completely unlike any other. You get to experience the story at your own pace, and often get to influence the direction that the story goes in. In some visual novels, the options that you choose have very little effect on the story and just change minor dialogue options or character interactions, but in some visual novels, the choices you make can help decide the fate of the world within this visual novel. But regardless, you get a little control in the story as it's happening. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure story, right? One of the great things about books is that you get to read and imagine the world, the characters, and everything within. However, as for me, I am a pretty fast reader, and sometimes I don't really take the time to do so. And honestly, I'm probably missing out a little bit on the enjoyment of books by doing that, but it's just a tendency that I personally have. Visual novels give you those details. It shows you the characters, the world, everything within, while still allowing you to read at your own pace. And another aspect I love about visual novels is the point of view. Most visual novels are told from the protagonist's perspective. In these stories, you are the protagonist. All of the stories, all of the events, everything that takes place within these visual novels is happening to you. It's not just happening to some character, it's not happening to Tom Cruise on a screen, right? Instead, it's happening to you, and it's from your point of view, and it gives you a really unique perspective on the story. The characters are talking to you specifically, rather than experiencing the story as an audience member from outside of the story. You experience it within the story itself. Rather than viewing another character go through these things, you are the character going through them. And this, I feel, is a very unique experience to visual novels and really to video games. You kind of get this in books, but again, you have to imagine yourself in that role if you choose to do so, whereas a visual novel or a video game puts you in the shoes of the main character. Now look, you can also make the argument that visual novels aren't as interactive as video games, and I would 100% agree. Video games are more interactive. You have direct control over the character that you are, right? And you experience the story even more directly than you do in a visual novel. However, visual novels are way cheaper to make than video games. Like, way cheaper. Video games cost a lot of money, and not every story can be made into a video game. I would much rather experience a story from a visual novel than not at all. And on top of that, sometimes I just want to experience the story and not have to go through the gameplay elements in between. When I want that, I go to a video game, right? But when I want just the story, I go to a visual novel, right? If I wanted to play a video game with romance in it, I would play something like Fire Emblem, Persona, Baldur's Gate, there's more, right? But yeah, I've talked long enough about this, to be honest with you. I love the niche and unique experience that you get from a visual novel. It's completely unlike anything else. And I hope that if you didn't understand why others read visual novels before now, I hope that this gives you a better understanding as to the unique experience that it gives. It's not for everybody. Look, I'm not going to sit here and recommend that you go read a visual novel yourself. You probably know yourself pretty well and know whether or not you would enjoy it. If you don't know, try it and see. If you don't like it, you don't like it, and it's not for you. But if you do, then maybe you just discovered a new medium that you can get into. And again, visual novels are not for everyone, and that's okay, because I love them and I will continue to read them for years to come. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have something very important to get back to.
My only sunshine, you make me happy.
Where were we? Yes. You're right. It is our ball. It is our ball. Man, I can't wait for Taco Tuesday.
Please don't take my sunshine.